It used to be about 70% of our GDP and went all the way down. And what do we need to do to really attract the youth into this space? And then we sat in our boardrooms with DAI, our team in Dallas. Everyone came in and we brainstormed and came up with KIC. Little did we know that 4.5 years later, we will be in this fine edifice. It is really a journey and a dream come true. And the impact that we are making with the young ones and also to the whole country, looking at, you have the opportunity to walk through, but there are 13 companies that will be showcasing what they have and tell you about what they do. This edifice that we've put in place here can house not just this 13, but you can multiply that by 2. That's the capacity that we have in here. It's a little over 3,000 square meters that we have. And we have places where you can really sit and do serious work, places where you can unwind, places where you can really have good collaboration. And we will be housing this with 2 full-time coaches and 2 part-time coaches. Our hours of operation will be from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. And as you walk through, you'll see that we are very passionate about safety, security, and what have you. We make sure that all of that is in place, for the people that will be working in here. And over time, we will try to continue to improve what we have. So my task to you is that as you walk through this and you find anything that you think we can improve on, please give us that feedback. I am very, very passionate about feedback. Oftentimes, when you're hearing it, it's hard to swallow, but being a student of literature, Shakespeare once said, you can only see your face by reflection. And therefore, when people give you feedback and you take it, embrace it, it helps you with continuous improvement. And that is the nature of what we do at Kosmos. I say Kosmos for a simple reason that when I'm in Ghana, I say Kosmos. When I'm in Dallas, I say Kosmos. Now I have, Ghana and, Dallas together here, so I might be interchanging that, and pardon me with that. So without further ado, I am so delighted to introduce our CEO and chairman of the board for Kosmos Energy, and by Andy English, and Andy will come to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe, for that kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be back in Ghana to celebrate the opening of the Kosmos Innovation Center Business Incubator. It is fun to sort of reflect on history. I'd forgotten, actually, those early interviews. You did give the right answers, which is good. And actually, Joe was the one that was passionate, I think, about agriculture. We were searching, but Joe was passionate. And it's great to see what's been developed under his leadership. I'd also like to personally welcome our distinguished guest, the Deputy Minister of Energy, and it's a great pleasure to have him here today. I'd also like to recognize members of the Kosmos Advisory Council who are with us today, Mansa Ramoa, Abina Ramoa, and Philippe Davievo. They're distinguished Ghanaian business leaders and entrepreneurs in their own right who advise us as Kosmos on how best to support Ghana's long-term development. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all your support and advice over the last few years. And finally, I'd like to say hello to the KIC Startups and Alumni Network. It's great to be with you all. And maybe we should introduce that chant every morning in the Dallas office. I'm sure it would get everybody energized. At Kosmos Energy, we know what it's like to see an opportunity, pursue a dream, and build a business. Entrepreneurship is in our DNA. The company was founded in 2003 by a small team of oil and gas explorers. So Kosmos Energy was once a startup too. Our founders left their comfortable jobs at established companies because they believed they could do something different, do something better, bring innovation to exploration in the oil and gas industry. Like the young entrepreneurs who will gather and work in the incubator, our founders had to believe in a business model, they had to write a business plan, raise startup capital to fund their activities. They had to mortgage their homes to co-invest with the private equity investors, all with no guarantee of success. But just like you, they're driven by a passion for exploration and restless energy. They had fire in their bellies. This new venture brought Kosmos Energy here to Ghana, where the company discovered the Jubilee field and started the oil and gas industry, which has had a major impact on the Ghanaian economy. At Kosmos, we have a dual purpose. First, we find and enable the development of cleaner energy to meet growing demand around the world. We're proud of our oil discovery in Ghana and what it's brought both to Ghana and to Kosmos. But the energy mix is shifting, and our focus for the future needs to be on cleaner energy. I want to emphasize the word cleaner, as the countries of the world struggle to meet the twin goals of meeting the Paris Accord target on global warming, whilst providing the energy that fuels the social progress of the less developed countries of the world. Growth in renewables will be key, as will be the role of gas as a transition fuel from carbon-heavier coal and oil. Ghana has significant gas resources, and Kosmos is pleased to work with the government to enable cheaper, cleaner, indigenous gas to replace the diesel currently used to generate power. Our second purpose is to be a broader force for good in the countries where we work by creating economic opportunity outside of our core business. Therefore, as Joe described a few years ago when we were thinking about ways to support Ghana's future and continued economic development, we asked ourselves, what can we offer that's unique to Kosmos Energy and reflects the seriousness with which we take our engagement with the country? Up to that point, we'd supported a range of worthwhile initiatives, including vocational training for employment in the sector supporting the oil and gas industry, IT resource centers in the Western region that help schools sharpen their technology skills, and water projects that now supply more than a 250,000 people across Ghana with clean drinking water. These initiatives certainly had an impact and brought benefits to the communities, but we knew that we could and should do more to help Ghana's development beyond oil and gas. We have a vested interest in seeing Ghana succeed. We wanted to do more to create a diverse and thriving economy. It's in our company culture to take on tough challenges, so we decided to grapple with the difficult issues facing agriculture, Ghana's most important sector and largest employer. Just as we first unlocked the potential of a moribund oil and gas industry more than a decade ago, we wanted to breathe new life into agriculture by getting young people involved and introducing new ideas. As Joe said, after several months of reflection and refining our thinking, it occurred to us, you know what? We know what it's like to see an opportunity, pursue a dream, and build a business. And so the Kosmos Innovation Center was born. Through KIC, we're nurturing the next generation of entrepreneurs and encouraging innovation in sectors beyond oil and gas, with the goal of contributing to a healthier and more diverse economy. We inspire by training young people to see opportunities that others miss, giving them confidence to view themselves as business leaders. We invest by positioning these entrepreneurs to tackle tough problems in key sectors, creating innovative solutions. And we transform by providing enduring support to the most promising entrepreneurs, startups, and small businesses. KIC programs are different from others because we don't just run competitions or provide seed funding. We work alongside our startup businesses so that young people we engage develop a full range of commercial and leadership skills they can use later in life, regardless of whether their startups ultimately succeed or fail. Last year, the continued success of KIC activities in Ghana inspired us to expand the program into Mauritania, Senegal, Côte d'Ivoire, and soon to the communities along the US Gulf of Mexico. While our entrepreneurship programs are indeed proliferating, Ghana remains our flagship, Joe, so remember that, and we continue to be focused on execution and results. And results are important. Since inception in 2016, the KIC in Ghana has trained over 500 aspiring entrepreneurs, helped to launch 19 startups, 14 of which have joined our incubator, provided $300,000 in seed funding, supporting the creation of 200 new jobs at startups and small businesses that KIC has worked with. And against this backdrop of success, today marks another important milestone in the history of KIC. I'm thrilled to open our first dedicated incubator space here in Accra, where the KIC started. A facility where talented startups can gather and get support that they need to see opportunities others miss, pursue their dreams, and build dynamic businesses. This facility is a symbol of our commitment to being a force for good in Ghana, creating a positive legacy beyond our core business. Many years from now, I want Kosmos to be remembered, not just as the company that discovered commercial oil offshore and supported the country and a transition to cleaner power, but as a true partner of the country that did its part to create economic opportunity and drive social progress. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Engels. Let's give him one round of applause again, please. I want to take the moment to recognize some faces that I see over here. But before I do that, listen, Andy mentioned the Kosmos Advisory Council members. They are truly being a blessing to Kosmos Energy Ghana and to Kosmos. They believe, personally, they challenge me, I'll tell you. And I'm always, when I reflect on it, I know I need that. So can the Advisory Council members here kindly stand up for everybody to see them? Let's give them one round of applause again, please, if you don't mind. Okay. Thank you. You may sit. Thank you. I think I also want to give, recognize the Kosmos, the KIC ideation team members. Now, let me take it. The ideation team members are simply the panel of judges who have been with us since the start of this program. If they are here, may they, some of them stand up for us to recognize them, please. Now, there is one gentleman I really particularly want to introduce. Is Mr. Tumi here? Please, can you stand? Now, Mr. Tumi is one person who, during our second cohort, came in. At that time, he was running a local bank. He came to witness our final pitch, and we approached him. He said, listen, I'm so impressed. I am going to sponsor one of the teams. So he's the proud sponsor of the Complete Farmer Company. Let's give him one applause, please. Now, with that, we have here with us also some media people who are here with us. We have Joy News. We have, this is our media partner. We have Daily Graphic, Ghanaian Times, City News, BFT, Daily Guide, GBC, UTV, Finder, Star FM. Let's also recognize Ogilvy, who has been our PR partner here. And also RSI. Are they here? Let's give them a hand. I also recognize some some of our partners, Kosmos partners. I see Dr. Nuama here from GMPC, representing GMPC. And I also recognize in Jeremiah from Talo, our partner. Can you, John? Okay, John, thank you for coming. Now, the man I'm getting ready to introduce is no stranger to all of us. It's a man that I've gotten to know since coming back to the country for the past almost 11 years. We became very close because he represented a company, an institution called ASEP. And they represented what I call the face that educated the public about the oil industry. He was appointed the Deputy Minister for Energy. He's very passionate about developing the youth. And so when we call upon him, he did not, he immediately accepted to become our keynote speaker. And that person is Dr. Adam.
Thank you. Chairman and CEO of Kosmos Energy, Andy. Vice President and Country Manager of Kosmos Energy Ghana, Joe. Mr. Kwame PNM, my former chairman. He used to be the chairman of the PURC. And is also our senior statesman. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as George rightly said, I have been associated with Kosmos Energy for some time now. During my previous role, when I collaborated strongly with Kosmos Energy in capacity building and community engagement. And I've never regretted that relationship. I am very happy to be here today to participate in this very important event, the commissioning of the Kosmos Innovation Center and what they call the Incubation Hub. This is an important facility, and I have no doubt that Ghanaians, especially the young people of our country, will take advantage of this facility and increase their capacity, their knowledge, as well as their ability to contribute to the development of our country. Let me commend Kosmos Energy for being the first company to find oil in commercial quantities in Ghana. On behalf of our president and the people of Ghana, we thank you for this achievement. I also want to convey to you, your partners, as well as to all exploration, production, and service companies, our continuous desire to collaborate with you to build a lasting and enduring oil industry that creates wealth and jobs for our people. I'd like to also acknowledge the support provided to the government of Ghana by Kosmos Energy in our recent safety audit of gas facilities and service stations across the country. This was fully funded by Kosmos Energy, and it is now helping us shape our policies and regulations to ensure that the downstream petroleum industry is generally safe for our people and for our communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, We have also followed with keen interest the quick pace at which Kosmos Energy localized its operations in Ghana, and being the first to have a fully Ghanaian-operated office in our oil and gas industry. This principle has also been further demonstrated in the Kosmos Innovation Center program, which is driven by local staff and private sector experts. And now I see that your advisory council members are also all Ghanaians. Ladies and gentlemen, in many oil-producing countries, especially large commercial producers of oil, crude oil production has been associated with declining fortunes of agriculture and local industry, what has become known as the Dutch disease. Therefore, progressive companies have tended to give back to countries through investment in local agriculture and industry to help in diversifying the economies of their host countries. Although our production levels are modest, our economy is well diversified. And the Kosmos Innovation Center, I believe, is here to contribute further to the diversification of our economy. The choice of agriculture is strategic, but also falls in line with our development programs as a government. For this reason, I have no doubt that the many people this center is turning out are going to take strategic positions in the agricultural space of our country and to help in revolutionizing our agriculture and modernizing our agriculture to contribute effectively to the growth of our economy. Chair, government expects that oil and gas companies will complement our efforts at creating opportunities in value-added industrialization, such as agriculture, information technology, and manufacturing. The agrotech and booster models, which are implemented by the Innovation Center, are therefore strongly aligned with government's Planting for Food and Jobs program, the Youth in Agriculture program, and the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation program, implemented by the Ministries of Food and Agriculture and Business Development, respectively. We know that your business is to find and produce oil. But we also know that as oil companies, you have innovative technology and business models that can make every venture a success, be it in agriculture, manufacturing, education, or music. On our part, government will continue to provide the enabling environment for oil and gas operations and investments through appropriate policies and regulations. We have recently presented to the Attorney General proposed amendments to the General Petroleum Regulations to ensure that we support your operations, we attract investors to our oil and gas industry in order for us to accelerate activity and increase our potential for increasing oil production in Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is our expectation that these proposed amendments, when finally drafted by the Attorney General, will go through the parliamentary processes successfully when Parliament resumes from recess in October. The Petroleum Commission is also in the final stages of reviewing regulations on local content and local participation, with the view to improving on the efficiency of local content administration. This is informed by the rich experience gained and lessons learned by the Commission after 5 years of operationalizing the local content regulations. One significant policy shift we are going to see on local content is our warehousing policy. under which GNPC or its subsidiary may be considered when necessary to hold the stake meant for indigenous Ghanaian companies as required by current law. This is because we are increasingly facing difficulties in finding private indigenous Ghanaian companies for partnership with international oil companies, because it is a requirement for us to sign a petroleum agreement. And if you are inviting investors who are finding difficulties in identifying and partnering with local indigenous Ghanaian companies, that will mean that our industry will be stalled. And therefore, we are considering this new policy, the warehousing policy, to allow GNPC or its subsidiary to come in where necessary so we can continue to sign new petroleum agreements to increase our potential for increasing oil production in our country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Energy will also soon commence a capacity needs assessment study with support from the Norwegian government to identify areas for improvement in the management of the oil and gas industry. These new demands on us have become necessary to prepare us to effectively implement our new upstream strategy and blueprint, focusing on 5 thematic areas: opening up new areas for exploration, improving the efficiency of existing development and production, minimal own investment for aggressive exploration, accelerated capacity development, and improving transparency and the investment environment. The strategy is expected to accelerate upstream activity by attracting competent and capable companies who will explore for, develop, and produce petroleum in an efficient, safe, cost-effective, sustainable, and mutually beneficial manner. This will increase the contribution of the oil and gas industry to economic growth, exports, revenue for the budget, and drive the diversification program of our government. The Kosmos Innovation Center program fits well with our diversification program and will no doubt contribute to the growth of the Ghanaian economy. The program's distinctive business support models, comprising a mix of skills training, mentorship, and seed funding, are important requirements for building other industries that have potential for creating and sustaining jobs in our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me pay tribute to all the Ghanaian youth who have gone through this program successfully so far since its inception, and who are engaged in productive activities across the country. Congratulations. This is one way of spreading benefits from the oil and gas industry to our people across the country, because I believe that the selection of the beneficiaries was also influenced by the fact that we have potential everywhere in Ghana. And therefore, everybody everywhere in Ghana who qualified needed to be considered for this very important initiative. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also want to urge you, the beneficiaries, to spread your tentacles so that in the near future, you also can employ other Ghanaians who have not had the opportunity of going through this program, so that we can amplify the benefits and make oil and gas a blessing for our people and not a curse. Ladies and gentlemen, I have mentioned a number of interventions that government has embarked on to improve on the business environment for oil and gas operations. And therefore, with these policies and regulations, we expect that Kosmos Energy and all other companies operating in Ghana will invest more in the industry by drilling more wells and acquiring more oil blocks so that we can increase the reserve position of our country, increase oil production, increase revenue, increase jobs, and increase opportunity for our local companies, including those who have been trained and who are going to set up their own companies very soon. Chair, and CEO of Kosmos Energy, I'd like to thank you and Kosmos Energy for all the investments you have made in Ghana. But I am very hopeful that you will renew your interest in our recent engagement over the Keta Basin. This is a very important basin for us, and we are very determined to use that basin to increase oil activity in our country. The commissioning of the incubation hub today is evidence that the Kosmos Innovation Center has come to stay and ready to achieve the objectives for which it was introduced. We as a government will continue to support Kosmos Energy and all other oil companies to position our industry well to contribute to the development fortunes of our country. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you permit me, I would like to officially declare the Kosmos Innovation Center and Incubation Hub opened. Thank you very much, and may the God of Abraham and our good Lord bless our country and our people. Thank you.
Please guys join us as we celebrate our new incubator. Ahoy! Ahoy! Let's appreciate.
Come on, Ben, that's all you can do. Come on, let's do one more.
All right, let's do one more. KIC!
The innovators.
KIC!
The innovators.
KIC!
The innovators.
I see your problem.
Where is it?
Ahoy! 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 Let's appreciate.
Well, thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister. Indeed, the KIC Center is here to stay. We are here to make the real impact into the Ghana economy, and it is open for every deserving youth in the country to take advantage of. I always tell my friends, and in fact, most in this setting here, is I have a personal vision for this, where every youth getting out from college in Ghana is not thinking about getting a job first, but rather thinking about starting a company. And the KIC program is going to be a key impact in making that happen. Thank you so much. Well, we are almost there. I'm going to call upon our own country manager, Mr. Joe Mensah, to invite the, I can do it.
Well, I think I just wanted to make a comment about what the Honorable Minister talked about. I picked a couple of hints from his speech, but I want all of you to leave here thinking that, yes, we talk about oil and gas, and I also heard the talk about our chairman and CEO, what he talked about and the direction that we're moving. Gas is what we're going to use to transform this country. So all of you should leave here thinking that gas is really what's going to make the most impact for our country. And we have plenty of indigenous gas here that we could use to make that transformation work. And I'm happy to hear that Deputy Minister is talking about that and talking about the fact that they're trying to now amend some of the regulations to make it much more conducive for businesses to run the way we had anticipated. Because we have been having those discussions with him, and it seems like it's resonating and they're doing something about it. So with that, Honorable, thank you for the approach that you're taking. So with that, I will invite the Honorable Minister and our chairman to cut the ribbon, and then we will walk through and then have an opportunity to talk to the 13 companies that are assembled up here. So with that, thank you all for coming, and then we'll walk. It will be open the whole day, and you have the opportunity to walk through as well.
No, kindly, a minute. We're going to do it in the rows. So we're going to take the first 2 rows to accompany the Honorable Minister and Chairman, and then we do it in that order. Ben. The advisory council also, please.
They go with the chairman.
Yes, they're going to go with the chairman. Okay.
The companies exhibiting their companies in the booth, you can move into the booth now and make sure your booths are ready.
All right. Ben. He's inside. We have here Davida. Yeah. Davida, simply, has been the supervisor supervising this facility and ensuring the refurbishment of this facility. We have also the program manager for the program. That is Ben.
Good to see you.
Well, congratulations. There's a lot of activity. They're going to lead the tour. Davida.
Welcome, sis.
All right.
I'll be your tour guide.
So that they go over that hump that will not that probably would have made them fail. But now we don't want them to fail. We want to actually be the space that allows more startups to succeed than that they fail.
Yes, so we have a lounge.
You can sit anywhere. To start with the young leaders, I think we interacted for 8 so the impacts.